Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the hundreds and hundreds of Beat Taylor subscribers. What's going on, guys? You already know who it is. We're going to talk about some boxing today, and we're going to talk about Bob Arum coming out and basically saying that, hey, he is looking at making a potential matchup between Mauricio Herrera and Terrence Bud Crawford on October 24th, and that is some good news. I like that fight for the simple fact that, hey, Terrence Crawford is a guy who last year definitely proved himself. I had a great fight with Yuki Gamboa, was fight of the year. He was fighter of the year. Had a good win this year against Thomas Delorme in his first fight at 140. Just sensational performance. I made easy work at Delorme. And now that he's at 140, Danny Garcia has moved up. I believe that this is one of the best matches for him, honestly. Mauricio Herrera, regardless of what his record says, has, been a top fighter at 140. He beat Provodnikov when nobody really knew who Provodnikov was. He outboxed Danny Garcia and, didn't get the decision. And then he outboxed Jose Benavidez and didn't get the decision either. So really, Mauricio Herrera has not gotten some of the breaks in his career, but true fight fans know Mauricio Herrera is not something to be played with, and he just came out of a good solid win against Hank Lundy. So with that being said, Bob Arum came out and he said this. Terrence Crawford is fighting October 24th in Omaha, and we hope it will be against Mauricio Herrera. That will be a good fight. The relationship with Golden Boy is excellent. We're competing companies, but we're allies in a lot of other things. And their fighters fight our fighters, and our fighters fight their fighters. So it's a fight that can be made. I like the fight for the simple fact that Mauricio Herrera is an intelligent boxer. He's experienced. He's smart. He's someone who definitely can give Terrence Crawford a solid fight. And from the Terrence Crawford's perspective, Mauricio Herrera is definitely one of the top guys at 140. So if he's going to come in and clear out the division, like a lot of people think he can and will, this is one of the guys he has to get past. And I feel like it's a good test for him. Gamboa was a good test. He has a good amateur background, but Gamboa was kind of a blown up fighter. Terrence Crawford was able to impose his size on Gamboa as the fight went on. So, and I believe he'd do a little bit of the same with Mauricio Herrera, just because he's a little bit bigger, slightly longer. He's also somebody that has multiple styles and is I believe is a more complete fighter. But regardless, it's a great fight for Terrence Crawford, and nobody's really beat Mauricio Herrera convincingly. Nobody's ever beat him convincingly. So if he goes in there and he just outclasses Mauricio Herrera, I believe that's a big win for him. And then you're looking at other fights between possibly Lucas Matisse, even Manny Pacquiao in the future. And Bob Arum's also done a record saying that he wants to make that fight happen, and Pacquiao wants to move down to 140. So there's other big matchups out there for Terrence Crawford should he win this fight if it gets made. But I like the fight. Fighting there in Omaha, there's a certain electricity when he's fighting there in Omaha. I like the atmosphere there. Hopefully, if the fight does happen and Herrera is able to box smart, make it a competitive fight, I hope he doesn't get robbed. It sucks seeing him get robbed so many times because he should have a better record than 22-5. And people who don't watch boxing who look at that 22-5 record are like, oh, who's Mauricio Herrera? But real fight fans know that he's a true champion, and he will not lay down for anybody. And Terrence Crawford, like I've written before, is I feel at least the next pound for pound number one in boxing, the most complete fighter, the most versatile fighter. He's battle tested, good amateur background. So I like the fight. And hopefully Arum and Top Rank and Golden Boy get this done. So let me know what you guys think. Crawford, Mauricio Herrera, October 24th in the works. Leave your comments down below. Who wins and why? And we'll definitely talk some boxing. Take care, guys.